to speed run getting a job, folks. I'm going to show you how I would find the companies, the messages I would send, the step-by-step instructions that I would follow to build out my hit list, to go about the hunt in the appropriate way. All about transcending being a clicker, right? We don't have any clickers in this community. A clicker is someone that posts on Reddit, hey, applied to 400 plus jobs, and I haven't gotten one yet. You know why? Because you and the just clicked. You're a clicker. No clickers. We don't click apply. We network our way in. We get our work in front of real, living, breathing human beings that can see what we've been able to do, that can see our GitHubs going back months, that can see our full stack projects, that can see the clients, that can see the volunteer organizations, that can see the pull requests, that can see the open source contributions, that can see the group projects, that can see all the work that you've done, which always goes out the window when you just click apply. So no clickers. We're here to build out the hit list live. My goal tonight is to find 10 companies that I could realistically apply to, right? 10 companies that I could submit my proposal to. I'm going to do 5 that are local to me because local is always a value add. And then I'm going to do 5 that are like global remote companies that will hire you no matter where else you live in this beautiful world. All right, so we're trying to get 10 within the first 3 hours. I'm going to go slower tonight because I want to show you my process. I want to show you the things I think through, the things that I would actually say. And then we're going to run it back on Tuesday, and I'm just going to lock in. Music will be playing. I'm going to get 30 done in 3 hours. That's the goal. So tonight's a little slower. We're going for 5 and 5, right? We'll probably take the full class period though, just so I can explain how I'm doing it, the things I'm thinking through. And then I'm going to show you how you could grind out your hit list in one class period. That's the goal. And then we're going to do it again because we got some hit lists to do live for folks that won one of the raffles back in the day. So let's get right into it. I always start off with some questions. If you got some questions, I got some answers. You got some questions, I got some answers. Let's give folks another minute or two to get in here, and then we'll get started. I know you said people shouldn't donate. Would you rather folks donate instead of gifting a sub? Gifting subs help others not have ads, so I guess that's good. But I like don't like don't sub, don't donate. Like no. Can you go over the big O notation for the stand-up problem? No, because that problem wasn't about the big O notation. The big O notation was something that we're going to work up to during stand-up. It was more about our methods. So once we learn a little bit more, we can come back and talk about the big O notation. Yeah. Leon, why do you still do this for us? Like, why? Because I want you to get jobs. I've been on the other end of not having food, and engineering was the thing that put food on the table. You can't have that experience and not want it for others. That's why I do what I do. I want you all to get jobs. I want you to have high paying, high growth jobs where you're happy. And then I want you to turn around and help 3 other people do the same thing. It's not about money. The program is free, but there's a cost. And the cost is answering fucking questions on Discord. It's answering questions here in chat. It's turning around when you get a job and hiring 3 other 100 devs folks to pull up them along with you. That's the cost. We do that, we start to make a dent in folks that need help most. Well, hey, thank you for the gifted subs. You don't have to. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. And thank you for all you do for the community. Can't stop me, Leon. I appreciate you. Cool. I appreciate that, Ghost. As long as this Discord exists, I'm happy to be a part of it and working to help others get us where we all want to be. Hell yeah. Let's do this. Alrighty. Looks like we got through some good questions here. If there's any other big ones. Beautiful. All right. So we're in it. We're in it to win it. Like I said, I'm going for 10, right? I'm in it for 10. I want 5 that are local and 5 that are remote, that are hiring anywhere. I'm going to take my time, show you exactly what I would do to not click apply, to get myself in front of real people. And so that's what we're going to do. But before we start, just in case we got some clickers in the audience, I just want to demonstrate briefly what clicking does. Oh, one sec. I need to get something. All right. If you are a clicker, this is your resume. And it's accurate because people that just click apply, this is what their resumes always look like. Blank. Nothing. Do you see any full stack projects? No. Do you see any client work? No. Do you see GitHub with 3 months of daily history? No. Accurate. This is what a clicker's resume looks like, right? If you click apply, this is what happens. Get some ASMR going. All right. If you click apply, this is what you're doing with your resume, right? Yeet. That's what you just did. you just yeet it. You might as well have printed out your resume, crumpled it up, and yeeted it out the window. Emma B said, "Not the trees, Leon, not the trees." And here, let me tell you why printing out your resume. Thank you, Emma B, for highlighting this very important point. Let me tell you why clicking apply is worse than printing out your resume and yeeting it, right? Because when I crumpled up my resume and I yeeted it, I made Emma B angry. Emma B is all up on Twitter right now. Leon is littering. Leon doesn't care about the environment, the trees. They may be a good software engineer, but they don't care about the environment, right? And they tweet it. Emma B and I go way back. This for funsies. They tweet it, and somebody sees, there's Leon again destroying our forest, but they can code. Oh, well, I've been trying really hard to hire an engineer, and maybe they might be a good enough engineer. If they can still be an engineer with this many people that don't like their inaction on the environment, maybe they're just a really good engineer. So let me slide in their DMs. Let me slide in the DMs and say, "Hey, Leon, are you looking for a new engineering job?" And so me printing out my resume, crumpling it up, angering the masses online was actually more effective than clicking apply. And I actually yeeted that out my window. And as I yeeted it out the window, there just so happened to be a falcon that thought it was a baby white snowy owl. And the falcon grabbed it and it flew off into the distance, right? And it flew over the 405, and it didn't see the Tesla coming down the 405. And the person in the Tesla wasn't paying attention because they had the self-driving going on, and the bird in the Tesla just boom, and it startled the person that was in the front seat, and they immediately turned on the windshield wipers, and the blood is being I shouldn't say that. The bird is being smeared across the windshield, and through the mess they can see a small glimpse. It says Leon, software engineer. And they go, oh, damn, this is a sign. I've been trying to hire a software engineer for a while. And they reach over and pull my resume out the gook as they're going down the 405. They see my email and they send me an email saying, hey, I don't know if this is destiny or not, but we got an open position. And that's how I got my last job, right? So literally printing out your resume, crumpling it up, and yeeting it out the window is 10 times better than just clicking apply. So please don't be a who, clicker. All right. We don't need you. All right. Do the things that we know are going to help move the needle. Get your hard work. You've worked too damn hard to just click apply. So tonight, I'm going to show you the way. I'm going to show you how you can find individuals with open roles, the real messages you could send. I'm going to put them all in a document. I'm going to share the document after class. You don't have to furiously type along. Everything I type, you'll have at the end of class tonight. And then you are going to do the same thing. You are going to start building out your hit list. Over our next 2 classes, we will do more hit lists. I'm going to do it live. I'm going to show you how I can beat the world record hit list building together. But tonight, we're going to take time. I'm going to show you the reality of it. Things might go well, they might go bad. You never know. Like, this is real. I haven't prepped this. I took a quick peek at some stuff, but I have no idea what I'm about to get into when I start looking on these sites and the people that we find. All right. Alrighty. So we're going for 5 and 5, 5 local, 5 remote. And the reason why I'm doing the 5 local first is being local is an advantage. You should always try and start local. If you're privileged to have a location that actually hires engineers, you start there. And then once you've exhausted the local job market, you move on to a remote, and then you move on to global remote. And so tonight we're going to start local, then we'll go remote, and then we'll get global remote. Alrighty. So I am blessed to be in LA. So the first place I am going to start is in Los Angeles. And tonight I'm going to start off with a site called AngelList. Angel.co/jobs is the site I'm going to start off with. The reason why I like this site, and I'm going to put it in chat here, is because once you sign up, I'll go to Little Leon in a second. Once you sign up, it's a little bit easier to find folks that are already working at these companies. I showed you the hit list magic, which shows you all the open roles, like how you can find all the open jobs and all the job boards and all that stuff. So we'll do that probably on Tuesday or Thursday next week when we're trying to go for gold, right? Like when we're trying to go for the world record, I'll pull out all the tricks. But as you're starting to get a little bit, as you're first starting out your hit list, to get comfortable with the process, I recommend starting with AngelList, and I'm going to show you why, because it's easier just to find folks that are already working at the companies. And so that's what we'll start off with. Then as we get further into hit list building, I'm going to show you other sites. We're going to move on to building out, like going into specific job boards that work well, using companies like Mattermark that will show you all the companies that have raised money recently, like that would have budget to actually hire. We're going to pull out all the tricks to beat our world record. But tonight I'm going to show you the things I do, the steps I take, the tools I will use, and we'll do it together. We're going to have some fun. As always, please don't be weird. I'm going to be pulling up all public information, but it's going to be real people, real lives. Don't be an oddity and do something inappropriate, please. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's make sure that there are no, I'm going to give a quick second for all the clickers to leave. If you know you're a clicker, just get out, leave. This isn't for you. I'll give you a second. I'm going to take a sip of my tea. What if I'm a recovering clicker? As long as you know the errors of your ways, you're welcome. All right. Let's do this. All right. So I'm going to start off with AngelList, and right away on AngelList you can have some filters. So I have software engineer. I'm going to add a few other things here. Full stack, front end, and back end. Might not move the needle too much when it's just LA, but once I turn this remote off to remote, including remote jobs, this will have a bigger impact, right? So right now I'm going to say no remote, and you can put some filters on it if you want right away. Some common filters people will do is they'll just restrict to like node or something like that. I don't right out the gate restrict node if I'm staying local, right? If I'm staying local, I don't filter right away. If I notice that it's becoming overwhelming, then I can start filtering out for JavaScript node just to find those experiences. But I kind of want to get a pulse on what folks are asking for, and I might pick up a skill over a weekend to add to my resume so that I can add to the hit list. One thing I might do is I could exclude some keywords. I might exclude senior, staff, lead, and actually I'm not going to get rid of lead because that looked like it chopped off significant. So we're just getting rid of some of the ones that I don't feel like for this first wave of my search I'm not going to include. You could even leave these off for right now because it's still local. You're definitely going to want these when we go remote. Because remote's gonna give you it's gonna be like 4,000 or 5,000 different leads, and you're gonna want to narrow those down to better fits for you. When it's local, you can fudge a lot more. Company size was also kind of important to me. I find the sweet spot between like 11 and 1,000 is where I've seen students have the most success early on. Doesn't mean that folks that are applying to bigger companies or smaller companies doesn't work. It's just something that I think through. Like medium-sized companies, typically I've had better results with. So it's something I'm going to pay attention to, not something I'm going to filter right now. And I was going to start with these results, okay? Now, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to filter by last active. So you could do most recent, like most recently post, but active says jobs who engaged most recently first. So I want folks that are like actually on AngelList, that are actually posting, and I think that's a better way to sort by than just kind of like recommend or anything like that. So last active, I'm going to do, I have the different jobs that I might be interested in. I have my area, and remote is off. So now I feel like I can start looking through these results. Now, before I start looking through the results, I want to make sure that I have my sheet. So exclamation point sheet in chat if you don't have your networking sheet. Remember, the networking sheet also has the hit list as a tab. So I'm in the way. I'm just in the way. It's right there. Right there. There's two tabs. There's two tabs. Right? There's two tabs behind my head. One says networking and one says hit list. We're using the hit list. The hit list is the tab that we're using. And so you can just do file, make a copy, right? Make a copy and then call it like whatever you want. So networking, yeah, just make a copy of it, save it to your drive. And now you have your own copy of it. And once you have your own copy of it, you can just shift to the hit list. And what you'll notice is that everything you need here to kind of keep track of what's happening, right? Right. Keep track of what's happening. So I'm going to have on my hit list the company name, the date that I added them to the spreadsheet. So like, did I add this company a year ago, today, whatever? The link to the job description. Sometimes I put like the role. If I'm going fast, I'll kind of skip this stuff here. And then I'm going to start putting my contacts that I found at those companies. So the goal is to find a company that's actively hiring, find real people at that company, right? What are their name? What are their position? Did you send them an email? Excuse me. Did you send them an email, a Twitter DM, a LinkedIn message? Like, what did you do to get in contact with them? And then did you have any follow-up steps? Did you get a coffee chat? Did you send a thank you letter? Remember, if you're looking at exclamation point templates here in chat, you have plenty of thank you letter templates that you can follow to send your thank you letters after your initial contact, right? Thank you, Stephanie. So we have our hit list where we have the name, the role, the person we reached out to, what we did with that person. So do we have a coffee chat? Did we follow up, etc.? So just a good place to keep track of the hit list. When I'm going fast, I like to use the sheet just to get all of my contacts on here. Once I feel like I have a decent hit list, I got the 60 companies that I found that are like local first, then remote, and I've kind of massaged it a little bit. I might move to a different platform. I might move to a Hunter. I might move to a Notion with like individual cards for each of these contacts, something that might help me visualize the process a little bit better. But in the beginning, I use the sheet. I like going fast. I like adding stuff and not having to think, move, whatever. Just plop it in and keep moving. Speed is the name of the game when you're first kind of getting started with your hit list. And so I just have my sheet, exclamation point sheet, if you need it here in chat. If you need the email templates, exclamation point templates in chat, you got them. So now we have our sheet, we have our templates, we have our angel list. I'm ready to start looking at some of these jobs. What would be the use of Notion? Some folks just like to have like a Kanban board where they put each person on the Kanban board and they move it to like sent a message, had a coffee chat, asked for a referral, right? Like they just kind of like move the cards across. I find that takes too much time for me. And I prefer the sheet in the beginning. Once I'm deep in like reaching out to folks and like I've already done the prospecting, then I think the Kanban board makes a little bit more sense. And I'll show you that next week. You can use GitHub projects. Yep, exactly. Like there are plenty of free tools that do the Kanban boards. But what you're noticing is that this is a process. This is real work. And the folks that are just, you know, clickers, just doing click, 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 click. They this is why it doesn't work. If you're putting in all this work and they're just doing come on now. Come on now. Come on now. All right. So we got our results. We're looking software engineer, full stack engineer, front end, back end. We're looking in the LA area. Remote is off, no filters. And let's take a look what we got. All right. So this first part is you just kind of like click through. You see something that might interest you. Software engineering intern. Remember, we're going fast. We're not overthinking anything. All right. GoodRx is America's healthcare marketplace. They have a software engineering internship. Great. I don't care about how much money it is, whatever it is. It just seems like it's in my area. It could be a good thing. Hiring contact right away. This is why I love AngelList. Look, the person I should be talking to is legitimately listed already. Right? Boom. You can also take a look at all the team members. right? And you can see all the team members that are listed on AngelList. So these are all potentially folks I could reach out to. But whenever a company lists the person you should talk to, that is the person I am going to reach out to first. So let's actually click on their profile here. Technical acquisition partner to high growth and emerging startups. There's no Twitter linked here, but maybe a LinkedIn is. Cool. So their LinkedIn is here. I have a mutual connection. Let's go. Let's go. Boom. Let's go. Oh, easy. Easy. Let's go. Dub, first try. So I don't even need to send them a cold message, right? Like, if let's see what they have. Contact info is just linking to their profile here. So this is interesting because there's no message. Boom, messages are open. Hell yeah. Open messages. This is easy. Let's go. Hold on. 10-second warning. 5 seconds. All right. It says free message. Why? I don't know, but because I have some free message, something premium, whatever. It might be because I have premium. I don't know, but the messages are open because a lot of folks don't have messages open. Why does it say free? Why? I don't know. But anyway, messages are open. I don't have premium, so I'm not sure why, but it just, sometimes people can have open messages. All right. This is actually somebody I went to school with, so I could actually probably reach out to them to see if they really do know them. But since the messages are open, I'll start off with that. Before I send a message, let's see. Can I find anything about them? They just have their UCLA, Good RX. So it looks like they went straight from UCLA into Good RX. Let's look at their profile real quick. Recruiter. There's really not too much for me to go off on this profile. So what I'm going to say is I would send a subject, right? So subject would be, all right, first let's get them on our hit list. So we found them, hit list. We're gonna say company, Good RX, URL to the position, the person. I'm gonna say LinkedIn, so I'm gonna put the LinkedIn there. I'm gonna grab their name from LinkedIn. Boom. And put that on my hit list as well. And I'm going to put the URL to the job on here as well. All right. So there's a couple ways I'm probably going to go about this, right? Because now I have the messages were open on LinkedIn. If not, I could go through my friend that knows them. But I feel like I could just probably reach out to them directly. And so with the message, there's really nothing here. I really do like to find something special. Best place to eat on UCLA campus. Cool. Hey, Virgie. I'm going to say something along the lines of, I saw that Good RX was hiring on AngelList. I would love 5 minutes.
Bruh.
I'll say engineers. I saw GoodRx was hiring engineers on AngelList. I would love 5 minutes of your time. To discuss the open roles or your favorite place to eat on UCLA campus, as I am spending a lot of time there recently. Beautiful. Have a great rest of your week. Cheers. Leon. Boom. All right. And so this is kind of right off the jump. Remember, can't lose a job that you don't already have. Right? Right? Can't lose a job that you don't already have. What I'm going for is something that will get them to open the message. All right? Something that will get them to open the message. Something that will get them to actually give me the time of the day. Right? And so that's what I'm going to go with. And then before I send it, of course, going to proofread best place to eat on UCLA campus. Saw your GoodRx was hiring engineers on AngelList. I would love 5 minutes of your time to discuss the open roles or your favorite place to eat on UCLA's campus, as I'm spending a lot of time there recently. Have a great rest of your week. Cheers, Leon. Boom. So I spelled your wrong. Boom. All right. Or your favorite place to eat on UCLA's campus, spending a lot of time there recently. Have a great rest of your week. Cheers. And haven't found a good spot yet. Boom. There you go. I don't have Grammarly installed on this profile. I actually don't even know if it would work in here, but cool. So that's something I would send. And I'm going to add that to my list here of just messages that I would send with the message, right? Like we're going here. We got what we wanted, right? We said like, hey, Saul GoodRx was hiring engineers on AngelList. Will have 5 minutes of your time to discuss open roles or your favorite place to eat on UCLA's campus. And I'm spending a lot of time there recently and haven't found a good spot yet, right? So just something that opens up the door that is simple, that will maybe get them to open it. I don't care if it's funny or like, it's just something that would get them to open, right? Is the smiley face unprofessional? It doesn't really matter. I like the smile. It's your own personal voice. I like smiley faces in certain spots when I'm trying to be cheeky, right? Like I know that I'm reaching out to them on LinkedIn. I know they're getting all these dry ass messages from folks. I know that they're like getting all these things that are like, hi, I have 5 years of experience. I graduated from MIT in 1985. Like, no, like, let me try and be a human, right? And I can't lose a job that I don't already have, right? Yeah, more friendly, exactly, right? And so I thought I always go for it. Like I always make sure that I tell them they have a good week, like something that might catch their eye because they were at UCLA, right? Trying to come across as more casual. And if I lose it, I lose it. Who cares, right? I lose it. Who cares, right? But that's what I would send. Great. So that's my first company. I would also just take a quick gander at other folks that are on here to see if there's any like engineer type folks. If this person didn't get back to me, I might go towards one of their maybe not founders because they're a little bit bigger of a company. Yeah, they're like 200 people. Once you get over 200 people, the founders really stop responding, but you'd be surprised at like under 200, they respond to me quite a bit. But I don't really see any other engineers. So I would start here. I would maybe list this in my hit list. Just here in case I don't hear back from Virgie, I would put this on my list and then come back. Cool. All right, remember, overthinking messages in my bane of existence. Exactly. It just don't overthink it. Just do it. Just go, get in the flow. You're trying to send out 180 of these. 180. 3 people at each of the companies. If you're here sweating a smiley face, oh boy. Oh boy. Just shoot your shot and move on. Doesn't matter. All right, let's go back. Let's take a look at some of these other open roles. What a dub on the first one. Right? What a dub on the first one. Of course now it's all gonna go to shit after that. Edify, Node.js developer, web developer in Santa Monica. They have a listed person, Julia. Oh, nothing though. But this is the person we're supposed to be reaching out to. Edify. Let's give them a good old Google. Edify. Julia. Oh, here we go. LinkedIn. Message. Are messages open? Let's go. All right. Let's go. Oh, I was Big Leon. I'm just getting hyped. I'm sorry. Let me go through and show you what I did. All right, so Edify. So I clicked on the web developer role that they had. It's in Santa Monica, which is next to LA. They had Julia, but there's nothing on their profile. So I just gave them a good old Google, their name. And so I just did their name in Edify, and the first result was their LinkedIn. And it's open messages. I'm not sure if they're like trying to give me like a free premium or something. It won't let me click why. I do see they're trying to get me it might be like, I'm not sure if they're open or if it's like a free premium or something like that. One of the things I heard is that LinkedIn always does like events, and they always sponsor so many events, right? All right, so they are open messages. Thank you for checking, MB, right? They are open, great. So LinkedIn does so many events or sponsors so many events. The cool thing is if you go to any of those events, they always give out premium. Like you can just talk to any of the people that are running the event or at the event and say, hey, I'm going through my job search. Can I get like a pass for premium? And they just give it out like free candy. So you can always get, if you're trying to get premium LinkedIn, which you don't honestly need, I'm going to show you how like I do it when their things aren't open. You can get it from just going to one of those events. Yeah. Yep. I got 6 months free from an online conference. Exactly. Yeah. All right. So messages are open. University of Oregon, student athlete, University of Chicago, courts for kids. Staffing, corporate. They have any other links? No Twitter or anything. Let me just give them a Google again real quick. Do they have a Twitter that pops up? Nothing pops up. I'm going a little slower than I normally would just because I'm not doing like a super speed run. I don't see too much. Let's see. Did they have any activity posts? Do they have any posts? Oh. Serena, Goat. Junior developers on the front end team. If you're coming out of a boot camp with some React and a TypeScript project experience, we may be very interested in you. Hi, Julia. Hi, Julia. I saw your recent post on here on LinkedIn looking for developers that have coming out of a bootcamp experience with React and TypeScript projects. Here is the project I built for X client that uses React and TypeScript. Would love 5 minutes of your time to talk about open roles. Have a great week. Cheers. Yeah. Boom. Now, would I ever mention a boot camp unless they actually mentioned it? No, but they did. So I would copy link the post. I would like link to boom. I would link to the post. Hi, Julie. I saw your recent post. Looking for developers coming out of a bootcamp experience with React and TypeScript project. Here's a project I built for X client that uses React and TypeScript. I'm really excited. Excited about what does Edify do? What does Edify do? What do you do? Let's go to our website real quick. Create the best customer experience at scale. I might include that. About Edify and feel as though my past customer experience and my engineering skills could be the perfect combo for what you are looking for. I don't like that. It's too long. All right, so recent posts looking for developers coming out of a bootcamp experience with React and TypeScript. Here's a project built for X client uses React and TypeScript. Live 5 minutes to talk about your open roles. Really excited about the what was it again? Customer. Oh, here we go. Customer experience space. Cool. All right, there we go. Hi, Joey. Saw your recent post linking it. Looking for developers coming out of bootcamp experience with React TypeScript projects. Here's a project I built for X client that uses React and TypeScript. Would love 5 minutes of your time to talk about open roles. Really excited about the customer experience space. Have a great week. Boom. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Boom, 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 boom. Another one bites the dust. They're going to get the same message 100 times. If you message these people, you're a fool. You're just going to get blacklisted. Like, don't reach out to these people. Honestly, if I hear that you reached out to these people, like, don't. That's not going to be a good day for you. Like, that's not a good look for us. That's not a good look for our community. Don't do it. Yeah, we don't want to be bombarding these people with messages and actually the same message, right? Be cool. Like don't be that person. Yeah. If we find out that's like a problem, then I can't keep doing this, right? And so don't be that person. Please don't ruin it for everyone else. Yeah. All right. We got 2 already. I like it. 2 so far. Let's keep going. I'm gonna clean up my links here. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Epsilon 3 QA. Let's see. Is it easy to find someone? They have a link. Nah. All right, I'm gonna keep moving. I might come back to that one. I'm going for speed. Front-end engineer, and they use emojis. They're speaking my language. Sydney Tom. No link, Sydney Tom. Let's see. Let's go ahead and see. Embrace is the name of the company. Is there a website that they list? Embrace.io. Cool. So Embrace.io. Let's type in this person's name. All right. Sydney Tom, Embrace.io. No open messages. Contact info is just their LinkedIn. Looks like they're more in product than they are looks like they're more in product than like recruiting, but that's actually can be a value add. They went from design, they went from recruiting to product design. Oh, interesting. We can use that. Let's look at their website real quick to see if they link to people on the website. Sometimes they just put like email addresses and stuff like that on the website. So let's go to their website real quick. There we go. About us is what I'm looking for. About us. They're a Y Combinator company. That's cool. Or no, they support Y Combinator. All right. I don't see any like people or anything like that linked to the company. And so what I'm going to try doing is I don't see their, let me just try Google one more time here. And I'm going to put Twitter. See if their Twitter comes up. Their corporate Twitter. Actually, their corporate Twitter was linked here. Let's see if they follow Sydney. If you see their name, tell me. I'm sure there's a way to search for this. I just don't see it. All right, I don't see it. Let's just try. Let's not do that. All right, so I don't see their Twitter. I just see their LinkedIn. This could be them. Sydney 90. Let's see. Nope, Sydney Wells, not you. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use another website called Hunter.io. And I'm going to put the company in Embrace.io. and it looks like their format is first name at embrace.io, right? First name could be an embrace.io, and I think I could just use that. So let's go ahead and I didn't control F. I didn't control F. I just scrolled. So you got to get in your flow state, you know? All right. So it's a small company. There's a good shot that there are not two Sydneys with this spelling. So I am going to go and shoot my shot here and just send an email. And so it would just be, how do I say that? Sydney, boom, copy. So it would just be Sydney, right, at embrace.io. Oh, did it actually pop up? Hold on. Let's do that again, slower. Or that might be somebody else, like in my contact book. Oh, Google with the assist. Google coming through. You got. Google snitched. Yes, let's go. All right. Did we have anything about Sydney though? We just know that they went from recruiting to product. Or they went from recruiting to a product. They went from recruiting to product. We know that from their LinkedIn. I'm going to close this. So let's go ahead and write that email. Transitioning to product. Would love to learn about your experience. Transitioning. Use Grammarly, folks. Just use Grammarly. If anything you learned tonight, just use Grammarly, because my grammar is atrocious. Hey, Sydney, always double check your spellings. That's like the biggest mistake you can make early on. It's just like not spelling their name right. The person's name is the sweetest sound in any language. All right. So we're going to say this, and we're going to take a break. We'll do this one, and we'll take a break. Hey, Sydney. I saw that Embrace is looking for engineers on AngelList, and you were listed as the contact. I noticed on LinkedIn that you transitioned into product, and I am currently trying to do the same thing. Would you happen to have a few minutes to share your journey with me? Have a great week. Cheers. Leon. Hey, Sydney, I saw that Embrace is looking for engineers on AngelList, and you were listed as the contact. I noticed on LinkedIn that you transitioned into product, and I'm currently trying to do the same thing. Would you happen to have a few minutes to share your journey with me? Have a great week. Cheers, Leon. Boom. This is really tiny. There we go. Bigger. Better. Short and sweet, exactly. right? Short and sweet. Not really going for like the quick win. Right, not going for the quick win. That's it. If they don't have their messages open, should we add them directly on LinkedIn with a note? You can. I think that's kind of like my normal process is I add them to my hit list, right? I try LinkedIn messages if they're open, Twitter DMs if they're open. If Twitter DMs are not open, LinkedIn messages aren't open, and I can find their email, then I'll just send the email with a message like this. If I don't ever hear back from the email, then I might try sending the connection on LinkedIn. And when you send a connection, you can send a message. Yeah. Thank you for pointing it. Also note Leon is speaking their message out loud to catch some mistakes. I do this with all my textual messages to ensure they're actually good. Yeah, I do the same thing. The reason why I go slower with my emails is I always read them out loud. So hey Sydney, I saw that Embrace is looking for engineers on AngelList and you were listed as the contact. Also, I noticed on LinkedIn that you transitioned into product and I am currently trying to do the same thing. Would you happen to have a few minutes to share your journey with me? Have a great week. Cheers, Leon. Boom. Easy ask. If they are the contact, they're going to respond. I'm going to change this from experience to journey. Just because experience sounds like a spam message. Cool. All right. I'm going to add that to my list here. I'm going to make sure that Sydney is on my list. Boom. I'm just putting these all here so that you have all the messages that I'm actually sending. Let me grab the actual subject here, and I'm going to make sure that they're on my hit list. Well, I almost forgot to add them to my hit list. I didn't add the other person too. I'm slipping. All right, job listing for Embrace. Cool. Embrace URL. Name was Sydney Tom. I have their LinkedIn somewhere that I can put in there as well, and that's good for now. And what was the other company that we did? It was Julia Edify. Edify. It was Julia. And I'd put their link. I put their LinkedIn here. I just forgot to do it, but it's what you would do. And let's make sure we put the Edify role in there before we lose it. I should just click on the actual role, which was web developer. Doink. All right. And it was Julia Magdaleno. Boom. Putting the URL in there. All right. Cool. So I'm going at it okay. I would normally going about twice to 3 times the speed. If I was doing it just without like an audience here. But that's kind of what I'm going through. Like, I hope that you're starting to see like that. I'm not really overthinking it. I am trying to find some way to kind of connect with the person, even if so briefly, through the messages I'm sending. Just looking for little snippets of the thing that might get them to open the message. I don't really care if it works or not. I'm just trying to shoot my shot 180 times. And if you do shoot your shot 180 times, you start getting responses back. Those start snowballing into actual interviews, and those interviews actually become jobs. So this is the real process. When I ask folks to fill out your hit list, this is exactly what I would do if I was looking for a job in my local area. So we're going to take our break because we're at the top of the hour. We are going to do 2 more local, and then we're going to do 5 remote, and we'll see if we can get all that done within our 3 hours time. Are you even reading the job description to see if it's a good fit, or are you just reaching out for everything? Everything. Everything the sun touches, I apply for. Everything the moon casts a warm, dewy glue over, I apply. Because most of these people are not going to respond to you. If you get in your head trying to find good fits before you even get a response from someone, you're just putting too much energy into it. You're not doing it right. You might as well just start clicking apply. All right, so I don't overthink it. If I get a response from them, right? If I get a response from them, then I do my research. I do my digging. I make sure that I'm well prepared for that conversation. But the only thing I'm honestly looking for right now is it a job in my area? And is it something that I think reasonably is a good fit? So like Node is a good fit. Web developer is a good fit. Did I skipped over the senior Java, like the senior role in a language that I don't code in, right? I skipped over the quality assurance engineer because I just didn't feel like doing it. But everything the sun touches, you apply to, and then you collect your winnings. Does it pay money? Exactly. All right. How do you handle when you network, they message back, but they send you an online application link to click apply? How rude. Then you apply and like I would send if they send this, I send a cheeky message back. I am totally in the camp I can't lose a job that I don't already have. So if they send that back, it depends on the company. I would say something like, do you want to get McDonald's after work, or something that would just be out there that they would have to respond, right? I don't know exactly what it would be, but it'd be something to get their like attention, right? If you're getting a lot of those, then you're not crafting your messages in a way that seems approachable. Like let's look at my messages real quick, right? Let's take a look at this. Best places to eat on the UCLA campus. I'm asking them to respond. I'm already connecting, right? They know that I put some effort into this, right? I had to do like the bare modicum. People that are sending out those messages are just getting spammed with folks reaching out to them. And so when you take this little extra step to make it like approachable, you get less of those types of responses. I like my message to like my subject to Julie was like, thank you for talking about me. Like, of course I'm going to get them to look. Like that might make them laugh. If I can make them laugh a little bit, I know my responses are gonna increase, right? Same thing with transitioning the product. I'm not really even making it about the role, right? I just want to talk to them about their journey in the product. And I'm generally interested like how they transitioned in the product. We are all transitioning into product roles or engineering roles, right? And so I'm generally interested in that. And so if you're just going for the kill, right? If you're just going for the kill, you're going to get more of those types of like just click apply responses. But if you're individualizing it, you're making it a little bit funny, you're giving them something to answer, then those types of responses decrease. Mm-hmm. And remember, we're trying to do this at like 3 different people at each company. And so one person might do that, but the other 2 might not. There you go. Are you going to do some other examples of other websites besides AngelList? Yeah, probably on our Speedrun though. AngelList is a really good place to start for most folks. But use the hit list magic search that I gave you all in the slides from previous classes, and that's how you can find up all your open roles. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's go and take our break because it's the top of the hour. All right, folks, come on back. Hunter only gives me the customer service emails. That's what we're not actually looking for their real email. We're looking for the format of the email. Like if we look There was actually one email here that helped me, and it was this Eric at embrace.io. So I knew that if they're using first name at embrace.io, that it might be a good shot of it just being first name at embrace.io because they're smaller, right? And so then I plugged that into Google, and Google snitched, and maybe that's actually the right email address, or maybe I get a could not send message, and then I find a better one. But that's kind of it. I'm just trying to figure out, like, is it first name, last name? Is it first name? Is it, yeah, you know? Let's get a few questions in before we kind of go back into hunt mode here. Are companies more responsive if they've recently received more funding? Absolutely. So one of the things I will show you probably on Tuesday, for some reason the website's down right now. I've kept trying to connect. It might be my VPNs or something, but there's a website called Mattermark, which is a similar company to Crunchbase, but it's completely free. And what you can do is you can just see companies that have raised funding, like startups that have raised money. And if I see a tech company that's raised a good Series A, Series B, there's a good chance that they might be hiring, and I try and reach out to those companies quicker, especially if they're in my area. Yep. So the red flag, the company has 1 year preferred front end experience, but also says they want a senior front end dev. For the description, can it be 1 year can a 1 year be senior? A 0 year can be senior. It depends on the company. It just doesn't matter. Don't overthink any of those things. Just network your way in and then deal with it later. Mm-hmm. Do you recommend reaching out to companies that just got accepted into Techstars? No, because they have very little money. Maybe if they get a year in, and they raise their Series A or something, but early on they have little money. Yeah, we had Blah on the T-Spell on Friday. They started off as a senior. Yeah. So the interview is where you try and sniff out the red flags in a company. Yeah, I really pay attention to how I'm treated during the interview process. Right. That's what I pay attention to. Like, how was I treated? Did I feel like they had their shit together? Like, did they send out like good emails? Did they follow up with me? Like, was I treated well? Was their stuff organized? All that leads me to build a picture. And then once I get an offer, I go in and ask all the questions. I talk to all the people, and that's when it kind of gets real. That's what I was saying, Jasper. For some reason, the site's not loading today. It was bought by Full Contact. Oh, they might have. Yeah, they might have sold. Yeah, I thought it was just down, but maybe they got bought by somebody else. You can use Crunchbase. It's the same thing, but I believe Crunchbase like gives you only a certain number of free ones before it goes away. But that's just another strategy. It's not a strategy you have to use. I just find that strategy has worked for a couple of my students in the past, where if you live in a city, specifically a city that has like I don't know, like a decent tech economy, then looking at folks that have raised money in your area could be helpful. Crunchbase started charging you for the first one. We'll find something else that does it similarly. Cool. All right, let's get 2 more local, and then we will move on to the global remote. Feel free to ask questions as we're going through this. Like, I'm just trying to show you like a real process, and then once you get into a flow, you do this a little bit faster. All right, let's take a peek. Go back. All right. NHN Global, a wholesale fashion marketplace 1 week ago. Web developer, backend developer. Let's click on web developer. Do they have anyone listed? No one listed there. Do they have people? See all their team members. UX UI. Nah. I'm gonna go with something else. Their stack is also like really not. I mean, I could go down that, but I'm just trying to do a speed run. Front end engineer. Build the Netflix of high school education. Hell yeah, I might actually submit this one. Talk directly to their CEO. That's cool. Anyway, all right, let's see. Do they have their messages open? Angelus, what's going on? All right. Subject launched Uber Freight. That's pretty cool. UPenn BA, UCLA MBA. Their LinkedIn. Let's see if they have open messages. Messages are open. Let's go. All right. So the messages that we would send would be. All right. So we know they're passionate about like education. Let's see if there's anything else here. Ex-athlete turned serial entrepreneur. Negative and positive because positive energy is contagious. Nomad, Uber, CEO, UCLA. They played hockey for the Colombian ice hockey team. That's pretty cool. Member of Soho House. All right. There's a lot there. Let's also look at their Twitter real quick. Always early, never flake. I might use that. I think that's the easy in. Don't want your zip code or your family social status dictate the subjects you can take. That's pretty cool. All right, we're gonna go with that. All right, let's send them a message. To be early and not flake. There we go. So that would be the hook there. They say that quite often, so I'm gonna use that. I promise to be early and not flake. Hey, Michael. Michael's always tricky because you gotta sometimes it helps to see if you can find if they refer to themselves as Mike or Michael. It looks like Michael because it's listed on their Twitter. I might even read an article just to see if they talk about themselves slightly different, but y'all can do that. I'm not gonna do that. All right. Hey, Michael. I'm an engineer, really passionate about making education affordable, accessible to all. I don't know how to spell accessible, but we can Google that later. All right, I'm an engineer really passionate about making education accessible to all. I'm actively, oh god damn, you're just seeing how bad I spell. Involved in the 100 devs community, which has helped hundreds of folks get jobs as engineers regardless of their economic reality. I don't know, something along those lines. An engineer really passionate about making education accessible to all. I'm actively involved in 100 devs community, which helped hundreds of folks get jobs and engineers regardless of economic reality. I would love 5 minutes of your time to talk about the open roles at Subject. Have a great week. Cheers, Leon. Also, I'm down to clear it up on the ice anytime. I just hope my roller hockey skills translate. Boom. All right. So I promise to be early, not flake, because you know they're gonna open. There's no way they don't open that message. So textual, exactly. Hey Michael, I'm an engineer really passionate about making education accessible to all. I'm actively involved in the 100 devs community, which has helped hundreds of folks get jobs as engineers regardless of their economic reality. I would love 5 minutes of your time to talk about open roles at Subject. When it's somebody like a CEO or a co-founder, I'm a little bit more like on the nose, like, hey, I'm curious about the open roles. Like, I don't want to, if they're a recruiter, I'll play a little bit, but if I don't want to take their time, like I want to be straight to the point about your open roles. Have a great week. And just so you know, roller hockey skills don't translate. All right, I like this. This is what I would send. Add it to the list. Melody, hey, thank you for the gifted subs. Thank you for being here, and congrats on the new gig. Let's go. Turn up. So proud, so happy. Glad to see you crushing the game. Let's put the subject in there too, because I think that's important. Thank you for being here. Let's put that in there too. All right. And then this was, let's just grab their LinkedIn, add them to our hit list. This is Subject. And we'll add the URL there. I talked to Michael Bilardo, and I was LinkedIn. So these are all pinned. This was LinkedIn. This was LinkedIn, and this was email. Cool. Just keeping track of like the folks I'm talking to. And this should actually not be here. This should be here. Boom. And let's grab that open role. Boom. Looks like it's a little bit more of a senior role, but that's okay. All right, there we go. All right, let's get one more local, and then we'll switch gears to remote. Synapse, US-based banking lending crypto as a service provider. Yikes. Halo moves science forward. Dress Life provides fashion specific to one-to-one personalization with exceptional accuracy. JavaScript and Node. Why are they listing it in euros? Oh, it's promote it. I'm like, why are these salaries lower? And why is it not in USD? Like, why are they paying this in LA? I got. Dubsado, tools for freelancers. That's cool. A venture technology studio where innovation rules. That just sounds more fun. Let's go there first. Darren Rush is the founder, and that's who we should reach out directly. They want expert skill in Ruby. They don't have any employees, so it doesn't seem like my medium to side. Like if I was really doing this, like I would just, if I was doing the hit list, we got a message, no problem. I'm not overthinking it. I'm just trying to be a little bit more impactful because y'all are watching. Founder, kind of the same thing, a little bit smaller company. We might come back to one of these two if there's something better before we get out of the local ones. Oh, I love Supernatural. Shut up. This is like the only thing I pay for in the Oculus. Cool. They're so big they're just saying talent. Let's see if they have any people on here. All right, let's go to LinkedIn real quick. Let's search Supernatural and looks for people. There's the CTO, director of product, technical program management, director of engineering. They're in Santa Monica, whereas this person said Redmond, Washington. So for this person, they don't have open messages. Whoa, their deal was blocked by the FTC. What? That's wild. All right, contact info, Twitter. All right, they have a Twitter that's open. Messages are not open. They like to fly. Engineer, tech exec. I might send this person an email. Their messages weren't open. I feel like I could write a good message to them. But there's also the CTO that legitimately said that they were hiring. So if somebody puts that in their profiles, like asking to be reached out to, we're hiring. They still, oh, it's a different company. Never mind. I'm going to go with this person. Let's see if we can find their email. Let's go to Supernatural's website. Supernatural VR. Their website is getsupernatural.com. Let's go to Hunter. Cool. See what their style. Ugh. I would try first name at supernatural.com. This is kind of, or what you could also do is you can just tweet at them directly. So the cool thing is, like, when you at someone, it doesn't actually show up like in your timeline. It shows up in like, it just is like a message to them. It doesn't like show up in your timeline. It shows up like in like your other, like your tweets or replies. So we could do that. We could connect with them on LinkedIn and send a note. That's kind of always the last thing I try, though. What was the stuff that they said again? They like flying. It does say that they're hiring. Contact me if you are. Oh, that was within. Does it say it here? Oh yeah. And talk to me if you or someone you know might be interested in these positions. All right, cool. So they've already said contact me. So I'm gonna skip. I would tweet them, but they did say contact me. So I'm gonna actually try email first. If the email doesn't work, that's okay. I'll come back to tweeting them. But it does say contact them. It literally says contact them. It just doesn't have any contact info. I'm just gonna grab their first name, and I'm gonna try an email. Let's compose. I'm gonna try an email, and I'm just gonna try at getsupernatural.com. Okay, I mean that might have worked. I don't know if that was Google snitching again. Why connect and send a note as last resort? Because I don't like connecting with people that I don't honestly know. So we started off tonight with an absolute dub where the person I connected with, like the person I was trying to reach, I had a connection. I already had somebody that I knew that I went to school with that was connected to that person. And so if I really wanted to, I could just reach out to that person and say, hey, could you give me an intro to that first person that we saw? And that's how I like to keep my LinkedIn. I know every single person that's on my LinkedIn. And I know that if I reached out to them, they would give me a referral. And if I didn't have that, then it would be like, if I don't want my LinkedIn to be muddied. Right. And so that somebody said I had a connection with this person too. Did I? Yes. I can reach out to them. Let's go. Yo. Into the boardroom, y'all. I could get up here and just talk my shit and run my mouth about stuff I haven't done. But y'all see it. When I tell you I put in this work, I put in this work. When I put in this work, I put in this work. I showed y'all my 100+ days in a row of GitHub commits when I was doing my coding challenges. I tell you how I do my networking. And literally random companies that we are finding, random people at these companies I'm already connected to, or one hop, skip, and a jump. I'm not making shit up. I'm trying to show you how this stuff can change your life. There is a reason why I talk about networking until I can't talk no more. 5 companies that I randomly found. Out of those 5, 2, I was connected directly, one skip through with the person that I wanted to get in touch with. Imagine if you did your networking like I've been asking you to do, and you did it for 10 years. Just think about that. You do one event a week for 5 years. Do 5. One event a week for 5 years. You meaningfully connect with people, and it slowly builds up over time, and that's where you're at now, right? Like you're seeing it. This is the proof, right? That's the proof. Cool. So I could reach out to my connection. I've worked with them in the past, and that would be it. Cool. But I'll send an email just because I'll start there, just to show y'all. They liked flying. That's what I'll lead with. Any good flying VR apps? Hey. Boom. Like that. Anyway, I just got an Oculus, and I'm always looking for fun apps to try. Anyway, let's go and say I saw on AngelList that Supernatural was hiring and thought I would reach out. Supernatural. I just got an Oculus. Hiring engineers. Always say engineers because that would pique their director of engineering. I saw on AngelList that Supernatural was hiring engineers. I thought I would reach out. Just got an Oculus, and Supernatural is the only app I pay for. Only paid app on my account. Cool. I would love 5 minutes of your time to learn about the open roles. I would love 5 minutes of your time to learn about open roles. And I'll say your LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn mentioned that I should reach out about open roles. I would love 5 minutes of your time to learn more or talk about cool stuff happening in VR. Cheers. Yeah. I really do use Supernatural. Yeah. It is legitimately the only app that I paid for outside of the table tennis app. But that's like not a recurring charge. Cool. All right. Any good flying VR apps? Because they're into flying, they're in the VR. Boom. I saw on AngelList that Supernatural was hiring engineers and thought I would reach out. I just got an Oculus. Supernatural is the only paid app on my account. Your LinkedIn mentioned that I should reach out about open roles. I would love 5 minutes of your time to learn more or talk about cool stuff happening in VR. Cheers, Leon. Have a great week. The table tennis app is wild. The table tennis app is absolutely wild. So wild that, hold on one second. If you live in LA and want to catch some hands, I'm ready to play. I 3D printed printed a handle for my Oculus controller with actual like grip tape. Yeah. It's so realistic. It is so realistic. Like the feel of like actually hitting the ball in VR, it feels like you're playing on a real table. So yeah, it actually is a pretty dope app, and I went extra. I feel good about this. I think this is pretty solid. I think they would actually respond. Somebody said, what if the email doesn't work? Yeah, 11 is the app. What if this email doesn't work? Then I would probably reach out to my contact on LinkedIn. I know not all of you have that yet, but if that didn't work, I would tweet them. I would tweet them. Mm-hmm. Cool. So let's add this to our list. Cool. And I'm going to add this to my hit list. Email. The supernatural. And I'll grab the job description. Boom. All right, there we go. Now, like I said, I try not to overthink this. I try not to overthink this. I'm trying to find things that are slightly funny. You can't lose a job that you don't have. I find that my responses are pretty high when I send messages like this. And so just don't overthink it. You're doing 180 of these, just get through it. And when we come back on Tuesday, I'm going to do a speed run. So I'm going to actually go way faster. I'm going to like ignore chat, put music on, and just like grind. I can get through like 30 of these, or like 10 an hour. I can get like 10 good an hour. And so if I like took a weekend, I could probably bang out most of my hit list in a weekend. And so, yeah, it's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work. Like, you're finding these people, you're trying to find a way in, you're thinking about them. But I'm going to share all the messages. Exactly. Yeah. You already have the templates here that were base templates. I'm going to add all the templates that I've been writing tonight to this list as well. So you could see like the actual messages I'm sending. And yeah, so we're going to keep doing it. You're going to keep seeing good examples, I hope. And for tonight, though, I hope you ask some questions so I can answer them. If you send 50 of these and get 3 responses, it's still better than clicking apply. It really is. Yeah. What if they all respond? Then I got a wonderful month. What are your desired salary expectations for this role? Fair market rate for developer of my skill set and experience. Well, Leon, what is a fair market rate for developer of your skill set and experience? Come on, Bob. I know you do this all day, every day. What have you budgeted for this role? Should we always try to email over LinkedIn message so we can attach our signature with our links, as Stephanie says? Email like might be wrong. Like, the emails might be the wrong email. So if the LinkedIn messages are open, they seem active on their LinkedIn, I start there. If I don't get a response, then I move on to email. Yeah. I was so overwhelmed. You made it look fun. Yeah, I like to have fun with this. I try not to take this part of the process too seriously. I try to just have some fun with it. I try to find cool ends. I think the really important thing here is every single person I've messaged, I'm generally interested in. Like, I would love to have conversations with all 5 of these folks that I put out there, right? Like, I think that would be a really, I think it'd just be fun conversations, right? Like, I found something interesting about each of these folks that I would like to learn about. And if I can go into this process having a little bit of fun, meeting cool people, at the end of the day, I get to network with a few more folks that I would have never had a chance to talk to. That's good. And the more you kind of get comfortable with that, the easier this process can become. I have 11 so far and I live in Atlanta. Hey, turn up. If the job description says 110 to 150, how do you deal with it if they offer a minimum? Go to the bank and count my money, go on a vacation, buy whatever I want off of Amazon, eat out. 110 all day. Let's go. but no, we negotiate, right? And we talk a lot about this during the T spills. And if you come to stand up, as folks start getting offers, stand up really does become me talking with them to help them negotiate. So the beauty of stand up, as we get deeper into the hunt, stand up becomes way more actionable in terms of like, Leon, I just got an offer, help me negotiate. And then you'll hear me negotiate live with somebody that has a real offer. If they came in with the minimum, my response would be, hey, I'm so excited to work at this company. I could really see myself growing here over the next 10 to 15 years. As you, not 10 to 15, next 3 to 5 years. As you know, I'm currently in the process with X number of companies. Is there any wiggle room on this starting salary? And that's it. I just send that out. And then often than not, they'll counter without any kind of hesitation, especially if they've already given that range. And then I just kind of work off of that counter. The best thing you can do is then get another offer in that time frame, and you can get the top of the list. We also shared the template that Daddy Yankee Nick shared, and they showed exactly how they negotiated their offer. You can use that template as well. We actually need to add that template to the templates. A lot of really good information being shared that we'll keep adding to the templates. Do folks ever ask to know more details about other offers you're using for leverage? They can ask all they want, but typically I'll say I actually don't know what I've signed in part of this like interview process. I'm not sure if it's really under NDA or anything, so I don't feel comfortable sharing the details. Can I tell everyone that I got other offers even if I have none? Some people play the dangerous dance of the dangerous dance. Some people do. It's up to you how you want to play the game. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm going to show you some ways. If you want to play the game that way, it's up to you. I have no shame in my game, but that's not a call I can make for you. Talon said, well, I can't match that, so good luck. That's why you never answer that question. You notice I never said that I got a higher offer, right? I always say I have other offers. Is there any wiggle room in your offer? Because this is the place I want to work. When you say wiggle room and you like go out of your way to like hype them up and say this is where you want to be, this is the place you see yourself growing, unless they're just like a horrible person, they're gonna have some level of empathy and go, actually, this is the top of our range. We would love to work with you, but there's nothing we can do, right? They're not gonna be like, get out. Like that. It's and if they did, then that you'd know that you're walking into a horrible company. Are the angel list salary estimates fairly accurate? Sometimes they are. A lot of times it's the company that enters them in. So if they're recent and if their profile is like actually pretty well filled out and there's an actual contact person, I find that it tends to be a little bit more accurate. Like just having talent, but this is a bigger company. If it's a smaller company with a real person you can talk to, that means they probably put it in and it's pretty solid. All right, so that was our 5 that were local. We are going to take our break because we're at the top of the hour. And when we come back, we're going to do globally remote companies. So we're going to find 5 companies that hire folks that live anywhere in the world and see if we can find folks to talk to at those companies to get in front of them so that we are not clickers. And we'll take it from there. All right, so here's a list that I've used. It's just, and you can find these. It's like not something that is super hard, but there are some lists that list these types of hire from anywhere, doesn't matter where you live type companies, which I think can help a lot of folks that aren't kind of in North America, that aren't kind of like US or Canada specific. And so I'm gonna throw this in here. This is just one of them. Note the ones that I share. The ones that I share are, well, everyone's gonna be using them, and there's what, like 1,300 of us right here right now. So I'm always gonna use this one so that I don't saturate the others. But you can find tons of these, right? You can find tons of these types of lists, because if you are global, or you want to work globally, not every company that is remote, right? Every company that is remote actually hires folks from anywhere. So it's actually it's actually a little bit more challenging to find those types of companies. There are tons of ways to find remote jobs. I just find that a lot of folks sometimes struggle because even though they're remote, they still expect you to work in certain countries. And so even if you're like on Angel List, you can go ahead and turn this include remote jobs. And it will have remote jobs in North America, right? It still like labels it for North America. And then it increases, like, look how many results we just jumped up to. 5,000, right? So in this case, what I would do is if I turned on remote, right, and I knew that I was in an area that typically hires coders, right? So they don't have to deal with tax implications and labor laws. Yeah, that's true. There are actually tools now that make it a little bit easier. So more companies are opening up to live anywhere, work for them, because there are companies that make payroll actually manageable, that handle the taxes for you. Basically, there are payroll companies now that are a registered agent in every country. And so you hire someone, and then the company that you pays the workers in wherever they may be. So they handle all the labor law stuff, they handle all the tax implications, and on your end, you're just using a service. I think when digital nomadism first started, they didn't realize that even if you were a digital nomad, you were still quite privileged if you had a passport from a specific country that had defined labor laws that countries could actually apply, like you could work for. So as someone that was a digital nomad for 2+ years, I think that was kind of lost in that whole movement. Yeah. Cool. All right. So just real quick before we look at the global list, I still have my normal full stack front end, back end software engineer, my LA. We turned on remote North America. This is when I would add filters. So I'm now going to look for JavaScript. Cool. I'm going to look for Node. And I'm going to look for Node without the JS. There you go, without the dot. Cool. And I would start with just those. Those are some areas of interest. I'm going to exclude keywords like senior. I'm going to exclude keywords like lead, staff, principal, manager, director. Yeah. Probably like SR. I don't want to do that low. Why exclude senior? Just because this is still 718 results. There's no way, right? There's no way that I can like it's just gonna be, I would just be doing this for years if I was to go to all these companies. So why not niche down if I am trying to increase my odds, right? Mm-hmm. I spelled principal wrong. I did. I spelled it. Yeah, this is just an exercise. I might even go as far as just like the size of companies that I want. Like maybe no small companies. I don't know. Where does that get me? So if they're like 1 to 10 employees, maybe I don't for my first pass, right? Right. For my first pass, right? For my first pass, right? If I knew that I was going to go harder, then I would leave these on, right? Because that just opens me up to even more. But I might leave them off just because there might be more chance that they're actually hiring. And then I view results, right? And now I got 350 results to dig through that are remote, and I would just do this process until my fingers fell off. Yep. All right. Look at all these jobs. All right. But that doesn't work for everyone because even though they're remote, they probably still want me to be in America and pay me in American dollars. So what I like about lists like this is that they are a list of companies that doesn't matter where you work, you can reach out to them. So let's go ahead and take a look at this list. GitLab, Buffer, Automatic. These are some like big name companies. I know I did some of these before, so I'm going to try and like jump down further to try different ones that I didn't do last time. Dollar Flight Club. Cool. No current openings that are listed. That wouldn't stop me though. Even if folks don't list openings, it doesn't matter. Engineering, web engineer, freelance, all regions. Web engineer, all regions. Hell yeah. Human made. What do they do? Enterprise WordPress agency. Rip. I'd still apply. Hoppin is poppin'. Let's see, what do they got? Remote team, do they got open positions? Does it list anything? Engineering manager, senior. I might still reach out to these folks. Do they have any? They have a AngelList profile. Is there a way for me to? No. Home. Jobs. Can I not search jobs? Let's look for Hopin. Actually, I'm just gonna go to LinkedIn. It might be easier. Hopin. Cool. People. So, I mean, for me, I have a lot of connections to folks that are in sales. Product leader. Revenue. Vice president. Companier. I like that. This seems like somebody that's fun. Companier. Vice president, founder, product leader, head of corporate development. I'm going to go with the person that calls them a hoppaneer. That just seems fun. Oh. President and board member. All right. Anyway, let's shoot our shot. No open messages. Any contact info? Twitter is open. They have open DMs. No open DMs. They might be too high up for. They're a big enough company that I might not go for by that high up. Let's see. Sales. surprised they don't have a recruiter on here. Let's say hop in recruiter. Looking for anything. Let's see. Hop in angel.co. Let's see if they have an AngelList profile. They do. Okay. There we go. We have their AngelList profile. Much better. Do they have any people listed here? All right. Head of people and culture. That could be somebody I might reach out to. How many people are they? They're a big company. All right, let's see. Experienced in recruitment, head of people and culture, talent acquisition. All right, can I find anything about them? Their LinkedIn is here. They actually have a website listed. Is this their website? Maybe they sell stuff? That'd be interesting. Let's check their LinkedIn. And messages are open. Boom. There we go. I would start here. They're pretty high up. Director of Global People Operations. Coach and mentor. Promoting diversity and inclusion practices. Cool. Seems like somebody I'd want to talk to. Looking at kind of if there's anything I can latch on to here. I might be overthinking it. They have a Twitter. Yeah, they have a Twitter. Open DMs on Twitter. That's also dope. Barcelona. I might do DMs on Twitter before I do DMs on LinkedIn. And the reason why is because their LinkedIn might be jumping. Right? Their LinkedIn might be jumping. I might try something cheeky. Let's look up sports ball recently. They went Ronaldo back. Let's see. I'm trying to show you like what I would actually look up. I don't know. Who'd be a good player? Messi. Messi messed up. I'm trying to think of like, is there like an in? I see the only thing I know about Barcelona is football. And they might not even care about that. All right, that's probably not a good in. Let's see if they have anything on their Twitter. Oh, tweets are protected. What is this site though that they link? Can I do Google Translate? We sell products without bulk, in bulk, without plastics and without waste. That's dope. All right, I'll do that. My DM would start with this. Oh, how can I turn this into a DM? Let's go here. This would be a DM that I would do on Twitter. I would start with that. Hey, I have too many tabs open. This is one of the downsides of getting too deep into the hunt. All right. I have been obsessed with reducing all of my plastic waste until it fits in a jar ever since I saw this video. And then I would link to the video of the woman that was zero waste and fit it all in the jar. I would have to find the video. So when with these global remote companies, whenever you're applying to remote jobs, since you are not local, you are competing against more folks, right? You're competing against more folks. Thank you, Gamer One. You're competing against more folks. And so you have to be a little bit more out there, right? You have to be a little bit more, you got to go a little extra. And so building a global hiring anywhere, type job, you kind of got to shoot your shot a little bit harder. All right. I've been obsessed with reducing my own plastic waste until it fits in a jar ever since I saw this video. So Hoppin has open engineering roles and would love to learn more about them or just talk zero waste. I love what you're doing with, and I would link their company. Also, if it makes sense to talk to someone else, I would appreciate the intro. Or actually, I wouldn't say that. I would let them say that. Talking to doing with. Have a great week. Have a great week. Cheers. Leon. All right. So trying to connect with them. All right. Trying to connect with them. This would be a message I would send through Twitter DM. Because their DMs were open. Right? DMs were open. So I would just send them a Twitter DM. I've been obsessed with reducing all my plastic waste until it fits in jars since I saw this video. Some of it was open engineering roles. I'll learn more about them or just talk zero waste. I love what you're doing with blank. Have a great week. Boom. That's what I would send. So this is Hoppin. We gotta close some of these windows. Hoppin. I forget where the site, here it is, the site, careers, boom. The person I'm talking to, where's their Twitter? There we go. I would copy that Twitter, put it in here. Boom, there we go. One of my 5 remote, I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit. All right, there we go. Cool. If you think those tabs are bad, you should see my other monitor. All right. Who else? DuckDuckGo. I actually know a lot of people that work at DuckDuckGo. I would probably just reach out to the folks I know that work there. Looks like mainly senior roles. They're kind of like later stage. What's a company that y'all like? If you see a company that I should click on, you tell me. Help Scout. I know the founders of Help Scout. Olark. Let's check out Olark. Cool. Olark. Open positions. Doesn't say anything open right now. Let's try close. Software engineer, backend, a little bit of React. Looks like it's Python though. They do have React roles though. This would be something I would still reach out to. Close.com. Let's see if they have an AngelList account. Angel.co. Close. This is gonna be hard to find. No. Why can't I just look up companies directly? Can I? Close. Here we go. All right, beautiful. Do they list somebody I can talk to? We do have the software engineering role here. Yeah, it's a little Python. I can learn some Python. They don't list the person that you can talk to. Let's look at all their team members. Closes on your list. That's awesome. Founder, senior people operations. That might be the person we go to. Senior backend engineer. People operations. Come on, no recruiter. Give me a recruiter. If you're at this size, you should give me a recruiter. Nah. All right, let's see. Director of engineering might be the person I reach out to first. Director of engineering product. Oh, they got everything listed. Let's see. LinkedIn. What you got for me? Oh, 10-second warning. 5-second warning. All right, let's see what we can find out about them. Let's see what we can find out about them. They write about their work. We're hiring. That's great. So they're saying they're hiring. Let's look at their history. Zend, University of Florida, Yahoo, Google. They were a freelancer for a long time. Did they have a gap? Yeah. 2007, 2010. Looks like they freelance for a large period of time. Does this have another date? 2015? Or were they here earlier? Oh, they were on the founding team of Close. Okay. But still, that's still 3 years where they were freelancing. Or at least 3 years where they were freelancing, right? Am I not seeing it right? 7 freelancing and then Quizlet. Founding team, head of product, VP of product and engineering. All right, I think I could use that as an outreach. And then also look at their blog. Notice I'm spending a little bit more time with these people than I were with the other ones. When you're looking for these global remote, you gotta do a little more. Their DMs are open here on Twitter too. Looks like they'd be open to a Twitter DM. I'm gonna use that. I would send them. I would send them an email because they give me the email. Let me just check their blog out real quick. All right, I'm gonna use that. All right, I would send them an email because they literally gave us the email. Freelancing to founding team to VP of engineering. Hey Phil, your journey in tech is really inspiring. I'm currently a freelance software engineer looking to join a product focused company and came across open roles at close. I would love 5 minutes of your time to honestly just better understand how you evolved or expand your journey. Screw you, Google. Just understand your journey and how you got to where you are today. If you ever have time, just let me know and I'll move mountains to make it work. Have a great week. Cheers. Leon. Cool. All right. Freelancing, the founding teams, the VP of engineering. They're definitely, that's going to be them. So they're going to definitely click on this. Hey Phil, your journey to tech is really inspiring. I'm currently a freelance software engineer looking to join a product focused company. Came across open roles at close. I will have 5 minutes of your time to honestly just better understand your journey and how you got to where you are today. If you ever have time, just let me know and I'll move mountains to make it work. Have a great week. Cheers, Leon. Boom. I think this is it. All right. Love it. Add it to my list. That's 2 down, 3 more to go. We can do it. I'm gonna add close to our list here. Boom. And we're talking to our homie Phil. And I would put like their LinkedIn and their email in there. Cool. All right, let's look at some more on this list, shall we? Skill Crush. What's that? Nope. Stripey, pretty cool. You need a budget. Zapier would be dope. I like Buffer. Buffer's one of my favorite companies. Let's see. Do they have any open roles? No current openings. That's okay. Even some of these companies, even if they didn't have any open roles, I would still start reaching out. Cool. Envision. Okay. All right, but do you have any opportunities? You. I might even worry if they have any open. I might just still go through it. Future openings. I love when companies do this. Companies are like, hey, like if you're dope, just reach out to us. So do they have a recruitment number here? Let's look at their angel list if they have one. Cool. Let's see. This is weird because I know these people. Like, we'll skip. I know. HubSpot went through Techstars around the same time that I did. Let's go ahead and do, I don't know, Hotjar. Are they still a thing? Oh shit, they're hiring a lot. Software engineer, full stack, JavaScript. Let's go. All right, let's see if Hotjar has a angel list. Cool. They list. Let's go to people. Did they list any jobs? Do they have jobs? Not listed on here. We're always hiring. I love to see that. All right, let's look at their people real quick. Employee, tech support lead, head of engineering, software engineer, former team. Maybe we could reach out to software engineer or head of engineering. Do they have anything listed on their profile? They have an about me. That's no longer there. About their LinkedIn. Empathetic cat software. So it looks like they're no longer at Hotjar. Okay. Let's check out their LinkedIn. Software engineer at Hotjar. They've been there for 3 years. No open messages. But I think they had a GitHub. Check out their GitHub profile. Found their Twitter. No open messages. All right, that was a bust. No open messages. No open DMs. No LinkedIn messages. Let's try LinkedIn Hotjar. Look for people. VP of engineering. Software engineering team lead. That could be good. I'm just looking for recruitment. Director of Talent Acquisition. There you go. Let me start with that. Talent Acquisition Partner. What's accelerate? Accelerate? Talent Acquisition Lead at Hotjar. I might hit these two. I don't know what an associate talent partner might be. It might be like a specific recruiter. But this is a talent acquisition lead. Open messages. We're hiring. Let's go. All right. What do we know about them? Oh, Make-A-Wish Foundation. I also volunteer for Make-A-Wish. I might leave with that. Should not Make-A-Wish. Think of something else. Nothing really here. Just they like definitely do recruiting. Okay. Do they have anything else listed? No, this one's hard. But open messages, so I would shoot my shot. Let's see if we can find anything else real quick. I live in Italy. That could be. Nah, I don't say anything. All right, we'll just do a generic. They got open messages. Let's see. Let's look at their activity real quick. They post it all. No, wait. We're looking at their. Can we look at their posts? All right, so this looks like likes. All right, they got open messages. Let's shoot her a shot. Let's send a message. Try the VP of engineering. I think I would, if I was really doing this, I would definitely go to the VP of engineering. What does Hotjar even do? Let's look up Hotjar real quick. Oh yeah, this company's been around forever. Heat maps. I would build some sort of heat map application. I would just build something really quickly. It was like a heat map. I don't know. Let's do like heat open source heat map JavaScript. Heat map JS. All right, boom. I would grab something like this. I would add a heat map to my binary upload boom or my 100 hours project, and that would be my way in. So I send a message, and my message would be like, I love heat maps. Hey, what is her name again? Angela. I saw that Hotjar had open engineering roles on your company website. And I recently built out heat maps for one of my projects. I would love to connect to learn. I would love to learn more about your open engineering roles. Please let me know if you ever have a few minutes to chat. Angela, I saw that Hotjar had open engineering roles in your company website. I recently heat maps for one of my projects. Boom, I would link to it. I would love to learn more about open engineering roles. Since this is a global remote company, we really got to shoot our shot. Would you happen to have a few minutes next week to chat? If so, just name a time and I'll move mountains to make it work. Have a great rest of your week. Cheers, Leon. There you go. Love moving mountains. I do. All right, cool. I love heat maps. You're gonna click on it. You're gonna click on it. I don't care. Hey Angela, I saw that Hotjar had open engineering roles on your company website, and I recently built out heat maps for one of my projects. I'd love to learn more about your open roles. Would you happen to have a few minutes next week to chat? If so, just name a time and I'll move mountains to make it work. Have a great rest of your week. Cheers, Leon. Boom. All right. Super simple. We couldn't really find anything to kind of like latch onto. But this is kind of like one of the generic things that you can do. Like you can just add something that their product is tangential to. It would take you like what 10-15 minutes to add that open source heat map to your project, and then you would move on, right? Hotjar, talking to Angela. What's her name? Yeah, Angela. Cool. And I would like link all the stuff that we found. Let's look at another global remote one here. Dockyard. What's Dockyard? Nope. It's Modern Tribe. Calling all curious problem solvers. Sign me up. So see, it's a little bit harder when you're not going through a job board that already has like the open roles. Maybe something we could do that would speed this up would be if we used our Google magic that we learned from previous classes and just added all these companies to it. Right? That probably makes more sense. GitLab engineering. Cool. They got a lot of open roles. Let's see if they have an AngelList profile. Cool. They don't have a person listed. Look at all the team members. Just looking, I always look for recruiters first. Senior technical recruiter. All right, Liam. Come on. Give me something I can work with. Worked at GitLab. You're no longer there? Oh. You're still here. Boom. All right. Let's see your profile says. You got a lot of stuff here we can work with. go back. Let's actually take a look at their profile real quick. Did they go to university? Yeah, I guess. Public speaker. Their most of their career was at GitLab. Okay. Boom. Let's look at their profile. GitLab does not use recruitment agencies, so we have a large internal team. Cool. Crossfitting. Festival or getting out into nature. All right, we can hook on to any of these. Writing, crossfitting, festival. So like right off the bat, you could if you have any attachment to any of these, you could use that as your LinkedIn. Messages are not open. They don't have their Twitter linked. Was their Twitter on here? No. So we're probably just going to go with email since they are a recruiter. They probably would have LinkedIn. We could talk about D&I work. That would probably be my in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try and email them. So let's go to Hunter and do GitLab. Let's see what it looks like. It looks like first letter, last name. Yeah, pretty clearly first letter, last name. So my email, let's grab their John over here. It would be L McNally is what I would start with. Cool. At gitlab.com. All right, yeah, it looks like it's coming up. Boom. And let's just say, hey, Liam, and there's CrossFit festival going out to nature. Let's see. Festival will probably be the best. Like talk about like a recent festival. I think something funny about crossfitting could be had. I'm telling you, when you're doing these global remote, you got to stand out. I got lost in the woods. Hey Liam, I saw that. I saw that GitLab had open roles and I wanted to reach out. Had open engineering roles and I wanted to reach out. I promise my engineering talents far outpace my orienteering skills. Cool. Hey Liam, I saw that GitLab had open engineering roles and I wanted to reach out. I promised my engineering talents far outpace my orienteering skills. Would you do you have any time this month to chat about working at GitLab or not getting lost in the woods? All the best. Have a great week. Cheers, Leon. Cool. There we go. I'm gonna go with. I noticed you. What do they say on their LinkedIn? I noticed you like getting out to nature on that one. They're like, they're not completely like, what the heck's going on? All right. Oh, Leon, coincidence? I think not. That could be a good one. All right. I got lost in the woods. They're definitely clicking that. I don't care how many emails they get. They're definitely clicking that. Hey, Liam, I saw that GitLab had open engineering roles and wanted to reach out. I promise my engineering talents far outpace my orienteering skills. Do you have any time this month to chat about working at GitLab or not getting lost in the woods? I noticed you like getting out to nature on LinkedIn. Have a great week. Cheers, Leon. Wouldn't this come across as creepy? No, we passed creepy. Exactly. We're so past creepy. It's not creepy, folks. Oh, wrong one. It's networking. And so you got to get out of your head. You got to get out of your head. You're sending 180 of these. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Who cares? We're just trying to get them to open our messages, right? The biggest problem is that folks can't get in front of the people that can connect you, right? You can't lose a job you don't have. Stop overthinking it. Have some fun. Write some funny messages, right? Find your way in. Winners win, losers lose. You gotta find your way in, right? And so this is the way you can find your way in. So I like this one. I got lost in the woods would be our title, and I think this is where we'll call it. We got 9 out of 10. When we come back on Tuesday, we're gonna go hard. We're gonna try and get 30 of these in one session. So I was trying to show you a little bit more of like what I would do, how I would reach out to folks, and I hope that it's been helpful to kind of see the approach I would take to reaching out to these very real people, trying to get them to open my messages, trying to get them to give me the time of day. But that's kind of it. Yeah. Key takeaway here is have fun with it. You can't lose a job you don't have. Exactly. People put too much pressure on themselves at this point in the process. And that's pretty sad because when you're overthinking it, you're not sending messages. When you're not sending messages, you're not opening up the doors that could help you get the job. So please just try it. It's 1 out of 180. Some of them are going to fall flat. Some of them will never be opened. But you're going to get there in the end. All right, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your night. Hope this was some fun at least. Hope you start to see the intention behind the messages that I send. Hopefully getting folks to click. Hopefully getting folks to start looking at your application, not being a clicker. Tomorrow we have our tea spill. Then all next week we're here together. Office hours, class, other fun stuff awaits us. So let's get into it. This weekend, please take action, right? Please take action, right? Start your hit list. Start. If you need me to tell you to start, this is me telling you to start. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Be well. And I will see you all at stand up tomorrow. Peace.